Well, serious damage from a windstorm that blew through central Nebraska this morning. Winds topping 70 miles an hour have knocked out power to people in Grand Island, Hall County, Adams County, and parts of Hastings. Let's send it over to meteorologist Kit Cloninger with a closer look at the severe weather overnight.
Hey, Alyssa, that's right. Those storms rolled through around the 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock hour across our area. So let's take a look at radar because we did see several severe thunderstorm watches issued overnight. Most of them were from South Dakota through Nebraska, now into Kansas. And we did see those extreme rain rates, the winds, and hail coming through Grand Island and Hastings as well. Let's take a look at some of the peak wind gusts as sort of a timeline through the morning. So at Alda at 2:42 a.m., that's the first extreme wind gust we had, defined by around 75 miles per hour. So 80 miles per hour at 2:42 a.m. It got to the Grand Island Regional Airport at 75 miles per hour just a few minutes later. 2 minutes later, that's 9 till 3 a.m. 87 miles per hour, the highest wind gust we've seen all morning, and that continued into Hastings around 3:10. We had 70 mile per hour winds. Rolled through Donovan as well with over 70 mile an hour winds, and that's where we find meteorologist Tim Jones right now, live in Storm Chaser 4. He's been out there all morning tracking some of this damage. Tim, what have you seen so far?
Yeah, Kit, and I'm on North 4th Street and north of the high school, and you can see that we've got widespread tree damage here in town, and this is the way it is really all the way down Highway 281 from Grand Island down here to Donovan. Now the power seems to be out. It's pitch black here throughout town. Just had one vehicle pass me, so it looked a little brighter. But as I head back to the south here, back towards the rest of the town, you can see that there's quite a bit of trees down, mostly limbs, anywhere from 4 to 12 inches in diameter. And this is the 70 mile an hour winds that came through here that Kit was just describing a moment ago. So this isn't the only place that has widespread tree damage. We also have damage being reported in Hastings. And for more on that, we'll send it over to Cal Larson. Cal?
Thank you, Tim. Thankfully, not as bad in Hastings as up in Grand Island, although they still got hit pretty hard overnight and this morning. There's still some standing water on a majority of the streets. The busy ones, not so much, but be careful on those side streets as when it dips down. There are a couple puddles there. Branches, debris, all in the roads. Behind me, there is still some branches down. Adams County Emergency Management has been tweeting throughout the morning that there are some transformers on fire from lightning strikes, trees down, power lines down, etc. People are urged to be cautious while going outside, while driving. Thankfully, no more rain. The winds have died down, so everything is kind of quieting down here in Hastings, but still remain cautious. And if you see anything, alert some officials or just try and stay inside as best you can.
All right, thank you, Cal. Well, this storm is now moving down into Kansas after leaving behind broken tree branches and debris in the roads. Grand Island police are urging people to stay inside at this time. Grand Island police are reporting that most of the city was without power with trees down and debris all over town. Grand Island Fire is saying that they are dealing with power line fires. Hastings Utilities reports a number of power lines are down. The Hall County Sheriff reported that there were trees and power lines blocking Highway 30 in Alda early this morning. Road crews were out clearing Platte River Road of tree limbs earlier this morning. Southern Power reports numerous towns in the service area were without power, including Donovan. And as of earlier this morning, Southern Power did not know when it would be back to getting power back online. So, Kit, since it wasn't a tornado, why did the sirens go off this morning in Grand Island, Hastings? I was hustling down there with the kids in the dark, you know, we were pretty freaked out.
So they're not actually tornado sirens. They're outdoor warning sirens, and they're really for if you're outside, but they go off for extreme weather, including tornadoes. So tennis ball size hail and winds in excess of 75 miles per hour. So that's exactly what we saw. So that's why they were sirening off.
Okay, gotcha. Well, a lot of people without power, and that means television's not working. So if you are able to watch this in some way, make sure you're downloading our Local 4 weather app and news app to stay informed about the weather that's going on in the area.